Don't you wish it could all go away so easily? The Labour council for Rochdale, Azhar Ali, has now apologised after he has said not just once, but more than once, that Israel was warned about the 7th of October attack, allowed it to happen. It was all part of a huge plan to slaughter Israeli citizens. And the Labour Party has issued a statement on behalf of the candidate after the Mail on Sunday published comments about a recording that they deliberately switched the security off. I don't think that's the case. I think one should never underestimate stupidity. And Netanyahu, even people in Israel have been saying, really since October, that his stupidity is priceless. And other former prime ministers have now come out to criticize him. Families of the hostages have joined people in the opposition party criticizing him at a time of war. It is quite extraordinary. But I think there is a point at which people in other countries like ours should keep their mouths shut. And the sort of conspiracy theories like Mr. Ali's are absurd. He has said, he's on record now as saying the Egyptians are saying that they warned Israel 10 days earlier. Well, to warn somebody 10 days earlier doesn't mean they deliberately ignored the warning or that they deliberately chose to encourage people to die. There are many reasons why a country may ignore a warning. I'm sure Britain gets many warnings every day, and some of them are judged to be significant and believable, and some of them are judged not to be. And sometimes those decisions are wrong. That doesn't mean that our country, like Israel, is deliberately targeting its own citizens. It's an outrageous thing to have said. It's an outrageous thing to have implied. So he's also gone further, and he said that Keir Starmer has lost the confidence of the Labour Party, of the parliamentary party. A lot of the MPs I've spoken to, non-Muslim MPs, feel that on this issue he's lost the confidence of the parliamentary party. He said today, "I apologise unreservedly to the Jewish community for my comments, which were deeply offensive, ignorant and false. Hamas's horrific Hamas's horrific terror attack was the responsibility of Hamas alone, and they are still holding hostages who must be released. October the 7th was the greatest loss of Jewish life in a single day since the Holocaust, and Jews in the UK and across the world are living in fear of rising anti-Semitism. I will urgently apologise to Jewish leaders for my inexcusable comments." Well, at least the issue, his stupidity and his garrulity has raised again the central issue of the rise in anti-Semitism and of the terrorist attack itself. He added, "The Labour Party has changed unrecognisably under Keir Starmer's leadership. He has my full support in delivering the change Britain needs." Well, if his full support is going on record and saying that he has lost the confidence of the parliamentary party which you want to join, then I don't really see why anybody who belongs to the Labour Party would be voting for you. But let me not judge about the Labour Party. I already have enough comments to make about the failed party of government. And you know, the biggest problem is that at this stage in a by-election campaign, it is almost impossible to remove a candidate, and it's terribly, terribly difficult. The Board of Deputies of British Jews have said these comments are disgraceful and unforgivable. Were it not too late to do so, we would have called on Labour to replace Mr. Ali as a candidate. It is clear to us that Mr. Ali is not apologising out of general sense of remorse. They're right. It's too late to remove this man from the ballot papers. The ballot papers are printed. and it's Rochdale is defending a Labour victory of Sir Tony Lloyd, who died last month. He had a majority of 9,000 votes in Rochdale, 51.6% of the vote. The question is whether or not Mr. Ali will get that. I would imagine he will scrape in with a smaller majority, but he will nevertheless get a majority. Should he? It's questionable. Questionable. I think if I were the Labour leader and Mr. Ali were to be elected, I would ensure he lost the vote. I would ensure he lost the whip on the first day he appeared in Parliament.